Alright guys, we have here a 2008 Club Car DS gasoline. This one here is just going to get basically a quick service. Normally I don't do this. I don't install customer supplied anything, but they had this kit and they asked me if I would install that tune-up kit and, you know, give it an oil change. They provided the oil as well, and they want me to install this dashboard, which this was something that we agreed upon before I implemented the policy where I don't install customer supplied anything. And the reason why I don't install customer supplied parts and accessories anymore is because I've had issues in the past where somebody would say, oh, that's not the part I gave you, you must have swapped it out. So because of that, I no longer do that. So I might as well show you how we install this dashboard. This is actually a part number that I sell. It's I'll have to get the part number for you and I will annotate the video with it. It's a carbon fiber design. It has the keyhole here for the key switch, which he's provided a new key switch. Which this one here, it looks like we're going to be the one we're going to use. It looks like it's a one-off key type, so it's not an original Club Car key switch. Here's a slot for where either the battery light would go or the oil light, which this is a gas, so that'll be the oil light. Here's a slot for the steering column, and then you have two glove box doors, and it does come with keys to lock these, and it comes with the hardware and also the cup holder slots. And here's the cup holders. They're still individually wrapped. There's two in each bag. So we'll get this started. Let's get the dashboard installed and then we'll go from there. To get into here, all you do is pop these caps off, and then you have these screws here we take out. Normally, if you're just going in here to run a new key switch or a new light switch or whatever, you don't even have to take these screws all the way out. But there's a slot in this panel here, so you don't have to technically remove them. When you're just gaining access to this, you don't have to remove them. That is, you don't have to. You just back them out a little bit, and then you pry this panel off, and you're good to go. Two screws on the back of the steering wheel. They're Phillips heads. You remove those. Don't lose them. And then this just pops off. There's actually, in case you're wondering why I wear sunglasses all the time, these are prescription. Okay, so you pop that cover off, get your steering wheel straight, take that nut off, it'll pop right out. There we go. Just take some light taps. You don't have to beat up on it real hard. And then they have a horn switch here. We have to take this off as well. And what we'll do is we're going to actually back this all the way out, like so. We'll take the steering column cover off. Now what we have to do is we got to take this off. Just pry it out. I usually slide the screwdriver back like so. And then because everything is so tightly crammed in here, and then just work it until it pops up. There we go. You have to, behind the back of this plastic cover, there is little tabs you got to press in, and then it will free it from the key switch cover. Of course, the phone rings. And then now you got to get in there and grab that nut. So I'll get in here with this large needle nose pliers. I'll grab that screw, get it loose. Doesn't take a lot. It's really not that difficult to do it. It's only plastic. Okay. To get that off, key switch just walks out just like so. And then we need to remove the oil light. So we'll unplug it. Squeeze the little tabs on the back side. sometimes these can be a little bit of a pain in the ass to get to. Okay, once you get that out, we got to remove the buzzer, which we're going to unplug because we can't get to it right from that angle, so we'll disconnect it. Let's see if we get there. So we'll unplug that, and then we will slide that out. You can see that's just a standard thing. We can take this thing off here. We can basically drop on the new dashboard now, which we'll do that. And we'll start transferring over all of our original equipment items, such as the oil light. All right, so on this dash, there's a plug right here. Basically have to squeeze the little tabs. It's just a rubber hole fill thing. Get that out of the way. And then we take our oil light, make sure it's in the right orientation. And this is where you might have to, if it doesn't fit, you might have to do a little bit of filing, which we are going to have to do because it doesn't fit. You don't have to go nuts. There we go. So we have that now. That worked out perfectly. So we have our oil light installed, and oh, you can't see that. It's installed and it's in the correct orientation. Now we just have to transfer all of these connections over to the new switch. What I'm doing right now is I'm just breaking the connections loose. I'm not taking them apart yet. Okay, so there we go. There's our key switch fully connected. You can see the wires are kind of like flailing all over the place. We'll have to drill a hole for the light switch, but that's about it. The only hole we'll have to drill other than the mounting holes. But what's really nice with this setup is we can just leave this stuff floating around right here until we get the dashboard mounted, because there's enough handhole room in the cup holder holes to get your hand in. Hopefully you can get your hand in. Okay, just to give you an idea here, let's drop this down over. So that is basically where that is going to live for the rest of its life, just like so. I'm going to start drilling out all these holes. Try to get them as centered as possible. You don't have to go nuts here. Let's see how this is going to roll here. How well this will fit. That one out. Remove the dash, and then we'll start drilling all these out. I know my back is to you, I apologize, just bear with me. Okay, so now once you get all your holes drilled, this is when you can start going around and getting your screws going. Remember, don't go too tight because you're gonna screw up the plastic. And alright, so that's the dashboard installed. As you can see, that's just a basic dashboard installed. What we can do is, now we can get the key switch installed, and then we'll find the location for the headlight switch, which will probably go right about here. That's typically where they get installed anyway. We'll get all the electrical connected, and then the only thing left on this cart will be the service. Before we lose our tracking on the steering wheel, we're going to put all of this, we're going to put the steering wheel back on. We have to reconnect the oil light. Alright, so now that that's in, we just have to find the location for the headlight switch, and then we can rerun them wires. Get this horn switch mounted back up here. Now I gotta back these out just a little. Just need to get that connector in there. So I get that steering column cover also back on. Okay, done. All right, so if we go right about here, we got a pilot hole. I use one of my favorite bits to get an actual hole drilled, which is a step bit. And we're going to take our lock washer, well, sorry, excuse for a lock washer, and we're going to drop it on our step bit, and we're going to see where we about need to stop. We'll leave it on there, and we'll stop before we get to that ring, so we know we only have to go one more ring below that. Now we're going to go slow because it is plastic, and this bit is super sharp, and you can easily go the whole distance of the bit without even thinking about it. Okay, so now that we have reached basically the final ring, so we know where we need to stop now. Just going to push, and we'll hold it there until we get it done. Okay, so now the hole's the perfect diameter, it's perfectly round. There's not a whole lot to really be concerned with. So now we'll put the switch in. It's mounted. Lock washer and then the knurled nut. And that's more or less just to make it look pretty. Put the switch knob on and then rotate it until it's like that. It's in place. So this light kit, this wire is actually too short by like 1.5 inches, so I'm going to have to make a length of wire. A jumper wire basically in order to get this to fit. Okay, so we made a jumper wire. One end will plug into the light switch. The other end is going to plug into the original light kit because we didn't have a long enough wire, so we had to make do. You gotta be a contortionist to do this kind of crap. Okay, we have lights. Now we push these down in. Push that out of the way. They only go in one orientation. They do come out easily enough, so if you need to get down back in here, you can. You don't have to panic. Okay, there we go. Golf cart runs. When you turn the key on, it drives, lights work, horn works. Alright, so I'm not going to show you guys the servicing because it's just a straightforward oil change and filters. It's nothing exciting. But yeah, that's our, see, we're all installed and it's nice and firm. It's not a flimsy piece of crap like some of them. So, alright guys, if you like this video, don't forget to like it, subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Don't forget to check down in the video's description for product links to items I use every single day to bring you these videos and run my business. If you have any questions, be sure to leave a comment down in the comment section below, and we will see you in the next video.